Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Welcome to the Rocket Right Show, starring Hurricane Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar. Two busy blondes with their fingers on the pulse of all things Louisiana. Events, health, leisure, entertainment, and more. It's the Rocket Right Show. And now, here's Betsy and Kay.
Well, we are soaring into the second week of June, and I wish that I could sing. If I could sing,
You do?
I do. I really wish I had a good singing voice because I would want to be in one of the many bands that are now playing. Maybe somebody will let me shake a tambourine because I'm really excited.
Let you shake a tail feather. How about that?
I can shake a tail feather. I can do that. But I'm really excited about all the different things that are happening all over Louisiana. It is opened up, the music, the venues, the events, the festivals. We're going to be talking with a few people that are going to share some of that with you. It looks like Louisiana is back to business full force, and we're thrilled about that. So we're glad that you could join us so we could share a little bit about the extraordinary people, places, and things happening around Louisiana with us two busy blondes on the go, showing off our state that we love so much. And we're coming to you from the Partners One studio through Pelican Broadcasting, and you can hear us each week on Talk 107.3 FM. You can hear us on KWLA, and we have now become a little more, northerly in that we're picked up on
northerly.
That's right. We're on the Gator, and we are on.
That sounds like the South still to me, Betsy.
I know. So we are on two more stations coming to you out of Natchez and Faraday. So we're really glad that on radio and TV we're expanding as we head into our 1-year anniversary, and we're going to be talking more about that next week. But we want to introduce you to a few of our guests. We are going to start with the last of our guests, and that's Jay Hover. And he is with Molecular Management. He is putting on the concerts at Red Stick Social, Beauvoir Park, and some of the other venues around Louisiana. And he has got just a great lineup of musical entertainment that's coming. Kay and I are going to talk about intermittent fasting. Does it really work? I think that it does. I was saying a few minutes ago, in my life it's called being busy, so I don't get to really eat maybe on a regular schedule. And then we're excited to announce a new partnership with Christopher and Caitlin Odell with RedStickMusic.com. We are excited that we're going to be sharing with you their fantastic musical social media website, and we're going to be hooking you into some of the great things that are going on. And first, we're going to introduce you to Ray Scriber, and he is with Main Street, Louisiana, through the office of Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. And honestly, Ray has got a phenomenal network of Main Street communities, and he helps them in so many different ways. So we wanted Ray to come share some of the great news about the 25 cities that have now been nationally recognized. So thank you, Ray, for coming back.
Thank you for having me back. I'm glad to be here.
I think it's been almost a year since you've been here. It's
Seems
been a
like
few
about
months.
that, yeah.
So a lot has happened in Main Street.
Right.
Kind of the shutdown and then now opening up. So we're celebrating everything that you've been doing and working on all this time, Ray.
And we are celebrating, and you're right. Things have opened up and people are ready to go and do and enjoy. And there's lots going on in our Main Street communities across the state of Louisiana. And as you know, Main Street communities are primarily small towns with population 50,000 and less. So there's lots of good opportunities to go and do and see things and have fun in those communities.
We're kind of small town people. We like wandering, going shop to shop, restaurant to restaurant, sometimes saloon to saloon to hear a little music.
Yeah.
So you really recently had a conference of all the Main Street communities, and then this announcement was just made this past week.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about the 25 towns and what they had to do to be nationally recognized.
Yeah, so we're a part of a national network called Main Street America, And Main Street America every year acknowledges communities across the country that have met a set of standards that lead to accreditation for those communities. So they have they've achieved 10 pretty rigorous standards that are set by the national organization, meaning that they are doing the things in their community that they need to do to implement preservation-based economic development. And so in Louisiana, we have 35 Main Street communities, and 25 of those are nationally accredited this year.
That's phenomenal. So a lot of states probably don't have that many that are accredited. And you worked really, really hard with these communities to help them meet those standards.
We have worked hard with them, and there are several others that are just right at the cusp of being accredited, but it's something we've been working on for years now, and bringing communities up to the accreditation standards. And we usually have a good representation, and every year we add 1 or 2 more communities that are nationally accredited. So it's a good progress on their part.
So can you rattle off some of those 25 communities?
Can.
Because people would probably like to get in their car and check out some of them. There might be some city that has a great Main Street in downtown that they're just not aware of or hadn't thought about.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to list them all there. And you're right, they do have great downtowns, great historic downtowns that have events going on. And the 25 are Abbeville, Columbia, Crowley, Denham Springs, DeRidder, Donaldsonville, Franklin, Hammond, Homer, Homa, Leesville, Minden, Morgan City, Natchitoches, New Iberia, New Roads, Old Algiers in New Orleans, Opelousas, Plaquemine, Ruston, Slidell, St. Francisville, St. Martinville, Thibodaux, and my hometown, Winsboro.
That is a
Awesome.
great list.
Yeah.
And I've not been to all those. And I'd like to maybe staycation in those that I haven't been to.
You'll find good food and good entertainment and things to do in all those towns. And
now Homer is a different town than Homa.
It is.
Right.
So you need to kind of, where is, now Homa we know is South Louisiana, but Homer is more North Louisiana.
Homa is far south Louisiana, and Homer is far north Louisiana, almost to the Arkansas state line.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about what the next step is for those 10 that have not made the accreditation this year. When do they have an opportunity to do that?
Well, it's an annual accreditation assessment, so coming up, and it's done based on the calendar year. So we'll assess again in early 2022 based on this current calendar year, and probably those 25 will remain accredited because they're doing the good work and the hard work, and like I said, we'll probably add 1 or 2 more that are right on the cusp, and then it's announced nationally at our national conference. When we have it. We didn't have it last year, but this year we will have it again, so they will announce it at the national conference.
So one of the things that you and I talked about briefly was how these business owners came together through the pandemic. You know, some were not able to stay open, but everyone did all that they could to keep everyone open.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about what you saw between the relationships of the people within those communities and then helping each other in neighboring communities to keep their businesses afloat.
Well, absolutely. They all had to work together and focus on the things that they could do to keep active and keep going. You know, if they didn't have an internet presence, they would work on getting an internet presence so that they could sell things on the internet, but then have curbside delivery for their merchandise. We provided some assistance in some ways. We had a training budget about this time, well, or early spring of 2020, that we shifted from training because we weren't going to be able to do training for the remainder of the year. We shifted it to give grants to our Main Street communities that they could use to help their business owners and their entrepreneurs do things to keep their businesses going, whether it would be to provide them hand sanitizers or to help them clean their businesses, to do things on the sidewalk outside to encourage people to still come and shop and, you know, engage where they felt comfortable. There were all kinds of things that they could do with these grants. So our Main Street directors in each of the communities focused on the benefits and the programs that were coming down and made sure that information was given to the small business owners so that they could take advantage of the federal programs that were there and also of our grant program also.
So how important is it to get these designations as it relates to preservation dollars to be able to preserve maybe some of the older structures or designate some of those as landmarks or historic sites?
Well, there are some benefits to that. At the national level in particular, Main Street America has some opportunities that are only available for those nationally accredited programs. But across the board, there are incentives and procedures in place that help building owners and restore their historic buildings, and that's one of our goals, is to get these historic buildings back into good commerce, have good small businesses located in those buildings, those historic buildings, and make sure they're restored and in a condition that they can have tenants, and then people can have their businesses in those buildings downtown. So it all works together, and you know, entrepreneurs and small businesses are really the backbone of our state, and really, you know, what I think is a good current economic development model for our state.
Well, it is great to go into a town and see a very lively and a beautiful Main Street downtown instead of a downtown that's been abandoned.
Right.
And,
And it takes years and years and years of work. Some of our communities, we started Main Street in Louisiana in 1984, and our first 5 communities are still in the program and have been working at this since 1984 and have got great success, but it's not an overnight thing. So it's something that takes continued work and continued effort by the people in those communities.
Yeah.
Well, St. Francisville is a great little community. Also, Denham Springs, one of our sponsors, Selassie Jewelry, has done some different things to try and enhance that area. You know, it's just fun to wander. So when you're making your plans about what you want to do this summer and where you might want to take your kids, you might want to just stop in, because why not discover Louisiana?
Absolutely. And a lot of those cities have festivals that are going to be coming back this year. So a great thing to do is check in on that city's website, but also you can go to laff.net, Louisiana Association of Fair and Festivals, and find out when they're scheduled. So,
And the Office of Tourism website.
absolutely. So many places to find out where you can go in Louisiana and have a great experience.
Well, Ray, if somebody wants to reach you, how can they reach you?
By email at mainstreet@crt.la.gov or telephone 225-342-8162. We are part of the Lieutenant Governor's Office in the Office of Cultural Development.
Thank you so much, Ray Scriber. We appreciate you coming and sharing the good news, and we'll share it on our social media as well. And we're going to be right back talking with Christopher and Caitlin Odell about redstickmusic.com, your source for all the good live music.
Thank you.